Hello and welcome to Simple Software University class SIM 150. In this class we're taking a simple overview of the SimpleSearch program, which allows you to retrieve and view documents that you have stored in a database. And in order to get those documents in, we're actually going to run a little simple index job, and that's what we're seeing here first. If you don't know simple index, it's not important for the purposes of this video, but the idea is we just want to scan some documents. We're going to apply index data to them, in this case a chart number, a name, an age, and a gender, and that information will be stored in the database, which I'll show you in just a moment, and then we can use that database to look for those records and pull them up in a simple search routine. So here we go. These documents have a cover sheet that was actually generated with our simple cover sheet program, and that gave us a barcode to pick up those values. So I'm just going to save everything here. We'll go ahead and proceed. What's happening now is two things. We're going to create those documents using some of those index values as their file name, and we're also going to write that information to the database. So let me close out a simple index here, and I'll just refresh this database here. This is so you can see that information, that's chart number, name, age, and gender, was all stored right here in this Microsoft Access database. Now this could be a database that you already have. It could be SQL. It could be an Oracle database. Any of those sorts of things. It doesn't have to go specifically to Microsoft Access. But if you don't have an existing database, Simple Index actually has tools for creating that very easily. But that's covered in another video. We're going to move on to SimpleSearch. Now this is SimpleSearch right here, which you can see looks a lot like Simple Index, except we're missing a couple of buttons. And that's because SimpleSearch really is kind of Simple Index in a view-only mode. It just lets you find information. So we're going to open a job here. And in this case, we have this one that's called Search Patient Records. A moment ago, I was running Process Patient Records. So we'll just search Patient Records right there. And then we'll see the same fields that we were indexing earlier. And these are actually in drop-downs. So I could choose any one of these fields that I want. So let's say that I want to just find Alex Ramirez's records. I hit search, and it brings up all the results it has. So if there were multiple documents with the name Alex Ramirez associated with them, they'd be in the grid view up here. But since we just have the one, it's the active version, and I can click on it down here. I can also turn off the grid and just see the document in full view, and you'll notice that it's a multi-page document, so I can click through the pages right here. That sort of thing. And if you're ready to go back and do another search, just hit clear. Everything goes back to normal and starts over. We do also have some options, some Boolean searches here. So if I wanted to search for a specific chart number and the name Doug Mast, and I hit search, I won't get any records in this case, because when I was searching for the AND protocol, that chart number and Doug Mast doesn't match any records. Now I could change that to an OR, perform the same search. Doug Mast, search, and I get two results back here. One of them matches the chart number, and one of them matches Doug Mast, because I did an OR search, so it's one or the other. And in this case, there was one record that matched the chart number and a different record that matched the name Doug Mast. So there we go. Also, once you have any record pulled up here, you get a couple of options in SimpleSearch to, we could send this to the printer right now, print out the current document. I could also email it. So if I hit the email button, it would just open up a new email message in my email program, and the document would be on there as an attachment. And you've still got all of the normal viewing tools, so we can fit the width here. We can zoom in more if we want. We can zoom out, that sort of thing. And one last point I'll make before we wrap this up. You might be thinking, why didn't I just open up that search configuration in Simple Index? And the answer is I very easily could have. In fact, it was created with Simple Index. You use Simple Index to create any of your configurations, these .sic files. So basically, if you have a system where someone has Simple Index, they can run search routines and not need their own copy of SimpleSearch. The idea behind SimpleSearch is that someone who doesn't have Simple Index on their workstation and just wants to do searching, they're not going to do any scanning or indexing, can get this view-only version of Simple Index called SimpleSearch and just perform searches at their own individual workstation. So that pretty much does it for SimpleSearch. We got you wrapped up in under 5 minutes here. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you in another video.